Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Frenzy, the show the players watch. I'm Sam Ali. History was on the line at the Breslin Center on Saturday as the North Central Jets tried to make it back-to-back state titles in Class D. If you live in the Copper Country and you felt a slight shake in the ground at around 10:30 p.m. on Saturday, breathe easy because it wasn't an earthquake. It probably came from the John McInnes Student Ice Arena as Michigan Tech's Shane Hanna scored the game-winning goal in double overtime that sent the Huskies to the NCAA tournament for the 13th time in school history. Now, this is definitely an outside-the-box hire for NMU as Potulny has no ties to the Upper Peninsula or the state of Michigan, and that might be a much-needed breath of fresh air for the Wildcats hockey program. Congratulations to Iron Mountain wrestler Aaron Bolo. He received a Division I scholarship to, guess who, Central Michigan University.
Really? Well, fire up chips, I have to say it. Thanks, Sam.
UPW usually gets upwards of 300 people to their shows, and this is one of their smaller crowds, but the interaction between them and the wrestlers is something to marvel at. Tonight, the #1 game in the UP is an 8-man football as the state champs North Central went to Crystal Falls to take on the 8-man newcomers, Forest Park. Here it is, your Friday Night Frenzy Game of the Week, brought to you by Ojibwa Casinos in Baraga and Marquette. We begin with the first quarter. The Trojans with the ball on 4th and 1. It's Daniel Nasserini getting his number called. Number 42 picks up 10 yards and a first down. Then on 2nd and goal from the 3, Nasserini plows ahead, stretches out the ball, and he crosses the goal line before he loses it. Touchdown Forest Park as they led 6-0. With early non-conference action all wrapped up, tonight the GLIAC regular season begins. The Walsh women's team, they're riding a 4-game win streak, averaging just under 70 points per game. Northern Michigan is 3-1 and looking to start conference play on a positive note at home. Let's jump to the fourth quarter. NMU up 7. Chloe Tompkins to Darby Youngstrom, who finds Jessica Schultz down low, and the freshman gets the bucket to go. Wildcats go up by 9. Later, NMU looking to add to their lead. Bree Gasparovich, she's as quick as a hiccup, folks. And she would have her way with the Cavs tonight. Off the wall smish later on. It's Gasparovich on the break, and the layup is good. She finished with a game-high 26 points, including 6 3-pointers. Late in the fourth, Cats trying to pull away. Taylor Hodell works inside the post, falls down, but Youngstrom is there to pick it up and clean it up. She had 15 points and 10 rebounds as the Wildcats get a big win over the Cavs, 68-51 the final score. To the men's game now as the Wildcats look to match their female counterparts. Opening possession of the game, Brett Brandstrom with his back to the basket. He'll try a hook shot off the glass, and the former Mid-Penn Wolverine gets it to go for the first points of the game. Later, check out the lightning quick speed of Naba Eccles. The floater in the lane falls as the Wildcats keep pace with the Cavaliers. Moments later, Isaiah Johnson going one-on-one all the way to the hoop, and it's good. He finished with 14 points to try and keep NMU in this one, but the Cavaliers exploded in the second half as the Wildcats fall 97-77 the final score. It was Parents' Night down at Lakeview Arena for some high school hockey action between Marquette and Kingsford. And here is the Redmonds' Joey Phillips taking a nice picture with his parents, Rob and Tracy Phillips. Who's so cute. First period, no score, and it's Joey feeding his younger brother Tanner for the goal, and right off the bat, it's a 1-0 Marquette lead. A little later, puck goes to Spencer Sampola. He'll try a shot. Trevor Anderson thinks he has it, but it slipped by him. It's a goal for Sampola, and a 2-0 lead for Marquette. The Flivers would have their chances in this one. Shot here by David Bruley, and Dylan Sibilski snatches it out of the air for the save. Moments later, Dante Fortner gets the puck, and he says, hey, let's see what happens. And what happens is a goal. That made it 2-1 Redmond, but it wouldn't last. A little later in the first, it's Tanner Phillips, and he reacquaints himself with the net. 2 goals on the night for Phillips as Marquette wins it 4-2, the final score. Even in a time of political correctness, we hear the phrase, you hit like a girl, fairly often. But here's the thing. What if that girl can knock you flat on your back? Girls playing high school football isn't as uncommon as you think, but one local girl wants to make sure she isn't the last.
My mom, she's like, oh, all right, you go ahead, play football if that's something you want to do. And my dad was, well, all right, I'm going to tell you, this is not like a sport that you've ever done before, so it's going to be hard. And they're gonna hit you hard because you're a girl. I am Maisie Nettleton, and I am an offensive and defensive lineman for the Superior Central football team.
When she was in 8th grade, Nettleton was involved in track, cross country, and volleyball. But her focus turned to playing football in high school, despite the fact that she had never played it before.
And so I was working with her, and she brought up the idea of potentially playing football. It's something you hear a lot, girls talk about coming out and playing, and I encouraged it, but at the same time, I just expected that I wouldn't see her.
But after spring practices and seeing her in the weight room during the summer, the team began to realize she wasn't just trying this out.
She didn't miss a beat. She just kept sticking with it and kept sticking with it. And so from start to finish, she's definitely surprised me so far.
I'm the oldest of 8 kids, 4 brothers and 3 sisters. I would be lying if I told you we get along all the time, even when we need to. But that's normal, except for 2 sisters from Negaunee who get along on and off the basketball court.
I was actually a big gymnast when I was in elementary and into middle school, and I fell in love with the game, and I ended up kind of moving away from gymnastics, and I've been playing since.
Alita Johnson has been playing on the Negaunee girls varsity basketball team since 9th grade. When she was a sophomore, her sister Clara, a freshman, was brought up from the JV team, making it the first time they got to play basketball together since the middle school travel basketball team.
It was so fun. Like I realized that it's a lot different when you really know somebody to play with them. Ever since then, it's just whenever we play together, there's always just a little connection there, it seems.
The Miners now have one of the best backcourt combos in the Upper Peninsula, which makes head coach Brandon Sager's job a lot easier.
Their competitive spirit is relentless. A lot of times in our preseason workouts, when I put them against each other, they're usually rolling on the floor. One of them's getting injured at some aspect, but they're great kids. They push each other to be as good as they can be and be the best. So it's always good because you always know that one of them is going to be pulling the other one or pushing the other one along.